Hey, everybody. It's Elgin Walker here. It's your boy, and I'm excited. I'm going to go over and do a quick uh, eXp explained. eXp has been changing for us, for my wife and I, since moving over here 3.5 years ago. And it really is a movement at this particular point. It is a disruptor. It's a disruptor in our field in a good way. So I actually want to go over some of the things about eXp, what's attracted us to it, and kind of give you just some real information that you can use on your own, however you want to use it. All right. So I got to put my glasses on because I'm got an old man and I want to look and show you some of these things. So, in becoming an eXp agent, all right, one of the first things is that I need to figure out why my screen ain't working. There we go. So we're going to go back up here. I apologize for that. And we'll take it from there. So quick introduction to eXp. So a few of the things we're going to cover. We're going to cover who we are as a company. We're going to talk in general on all these things, because you can get really detailed about some of this stuff. I want to give you general overview. So talk about our business model, which our compensation plan, our company's cloud-based, that we have a really community feel to our company. And that's community, and it's I know it's for some people that we're a cloud-based company, that's a little bit difficult to understand, but we're going to get into it. Our founder, in case you guys don't know, you should, Glenn Sanford. Let me tell you what I like about Glenn. You guys can read this all that you want, but here's what I like about Glenn Sanford after meeting him and meeting him personally, is that how many guys that are actual founders, previous CEOs, innovators, people that are now on a list, and actually, legitimate billionaire, can you actually just call up? You can reach out to, like, on a Facebook Messenger, which is, we have a program like that, and we'll sit down and talk to you one-on-one like a real person. Glenn Sanford, besides being great at what he does, his goals, his vision, his heart is all in the right place. And that's what you'll find about the culture of eXp. You'll find that the culture is strong, and it's strong because of the people that are on top. So Glenn Sanford, you can read this part of it if you'd like. I can talk about him personally. I don't have to read something to talk about Glenn. Who we are, where we've made it today. It kind of gives you a timeline of where we're at with eXp. Like, a lot of people think we just popped up out of nowhere and are saying, the company would be sustainable and all the other stuff you may hear. Listen, this company's been around since 2009. Been around since 2009. Here we are at 2022 at the time of this particular recording. You can go and you can look through the timeline and you can see different things in regards to how many agents that we've had. So now we came, my wife and I believe it was 2018. Yeah, 19, 20, 21, because it'll be, because we're here 3.5 years. So right around here in the 2018 time, it was, I want to say we're 8,000 agents when we came. Fast forward that over here to 2021, and you can see where there's 67,000 agents globally with eXp. So from 2018 to 2021, 8,000, 67,000. There's a reason people are coming. Now, here in 2022, at the time that I am delivering this eXp explained, there are now 76,000 agents globally with eXp. 76,000 agents globally with eXp. There's something going on with this company in a great way. Innovation, you guys, always happens. Remember Blockbuster? So not only was Blockbuster the king of the hill, but how many of you know that Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix, and they laughed and scoffed at it and said no one would buy movies that way. Nobody would stream movies that way. Circuit City. When's the last time you saw a Circuit City sign? You don't. I mean, and at one time, Circuit City was, one of the biggest. It was them and Best Buy. That's all you heard about, them and Best Buy. And then all of a sudden you get Amazon, a disruptor. Traditional real estate brokerages and eXp. So traditional real estate brokerages, your brick and mortar type situations. I've been around a long time. That traditional real estate brokerage business model is being disrupted by this company that now has 76,000 agents globally, right? So that's what the innovation is. One brokerage, not a franchise. To me, this is very important because here's the deal. And again, some of this stuff you can just read, but I'm going to talk through it because I can be very authentic and talk about this stuff because I know it a little bit. Your typical franchise obviously has these things going for it. It costs money. If you're a franchise, you've got desk fees, you've got franchise fees that have to be, that if you're an agent that you're paying in the majority of the cases. It's locally confined. Most of them are not like a global and they're confined to certain territories, not all, but some. And the limited technology and support, inconsistent growth opportunities. And to me, one of the biggest things that's not listed here about brokerages and franchises is that everybody's not on the same playing field. Everybody's not on the same playing field. Everybody's not on the same splits. Everybody's not on the same page. So if you're not on the same page and there's differences like that, that's not going to have the same synergy. Like, you might be in a franchise and the franchise's headquarters may be in Texas. Well, the headquarters in Texas may have a strong culture, strong integrity. As you get away from Texas, sometimes that franchise model may get diluted a little bit. So if you're in Texas and then you happen to be with the company, under the same franchise name, but it's in California, you may have a deleted version of that company or that company's culture. The eXp, we are one everything. One everything meaning everybody's on the same split. Everybody pays the same fees per month. Everybody's in the same cloud campus environment. Everyone has the same real-time support, live training, international collaboration, but it's all the same. It's the same whether you're in California, New York, Idaho, it's the same, which I think is fantastic, right? From our agent-centric value proposition, biggest thing, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking at, is the compensation. We don't have any franchise fees. Our commissions are 80-20. Everybody's on an 80-20 with a $16,000 cap. If you're not familiar with what a cap is, we'll talk about it a little later on. Revenue share program. Revenue share program is something that you do not have to participate in, but after most agents get here and experience where eXp is at, we'll do some sort of revenue share. And in a nutshell, we'll talk about it later, but revenue share is just a reward for helping the company build and grow, because this is your company, because you have stock in this company, you have stock ownership, which is a little bit different than some other places. You have equity awards for meeting production goals. We also have a great healthcare system now that you have access to. So if you do not have health insurance, or maybe premiums are really high, it'd be something for you to explore to see if perhaps you can get the same or better coverage and or with less money. What you're talking about is a community, cloud-based collaboration. I mean, pretty much just means that you can be networking, you can be learning, you can be teaching from someone in Iowa, and you're in Oregon. I mean, it's that because everything is cloud-based, we're not limited, and you don't have to get on a plane to go do that. You don't necessarily have to be on a Zoom to go do that. We're already set up for that. So unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, we were already set up with that infrastructure, which really helped a lot of our agents go. So cloud-based community, all that other kind of good stuff. Let me take us down to really look at the compensation plan a little bit more, all right? So again, we have no desk fees. We have no royalty fees. We have no franchise fees. We're all on an 80-20 commission split, $16,000 cap. After you cap, you earn 100% commission for the remainder of your anniversary year. So what do we mean by an anniversary year? Let's suppose that you were to start your eXp journey in, like we did in July. So July is when we started. So our anniversary year goes from July to July, not the normal fiscal year, right? So if we're in July, and let's say we're fortunate enough to pay our $16,000 of cap to the company out of our 80-20 split, and say we're able to do that by September. Then from September until the next July, we're on 100% split. If we cap, and we don't cap until March or April or whatever it is of the following year, those remaining 2, 3, 4 months, whatever it is, we're at 100% commission. 100% commission. Standard cost, everybody pays these costs. You have a one-time fee of $149 when you come to eXp. I'd ask you, what other company, what other business can you start for $149? That's what we have. $85 a month cloud brokerage fee. By the way, that is the only fee that you're required to pay monthly with eXp, $85. Now, and we'll break some of that down later, but understand that $85 a month also includes your website and its maintenance. That includes your CRM, which is KV Core, which if you were to go out and get KV Core on your own, which you could do, it is $300 to $400 a month for their basic CRM package. Ours is included in this $85 a month that you pay. Also, part of that $85 you pay per month is, let's suppose that you have a client you want to meet, or let's suppose you want to go out and work somewhere else in an office environment. We have an agreement set up with the Regis Building Services. So if you're not familiar with Regis, Google them. But in a nutshell, they're everywhere. And what that means is that your co-op offices, not necessarily just real estate offices, but for Regis, we can go into any Regis office and use that office space without an additional cost. There are conference rooms there. There's actually offices, if they're available, that you can actually rent at a discount compared to what other people are getting there, just because you're at eXp. But you can come in, use their business lounge, their internet, their coffee, blah, blah, whatever, their workstations, their day stations. And all that part is included in that $85 that you pay per month. The $25 and the $40 transaction and risk management fees are fees that you pay on each transaction up to $500. So what is your transaction fee and your risk management fee? All it is really is your E&O insurance. So our E&O insurance caps at $500 a year, your anniversary year. And once you pay up to $500, then there's no more E&O insurance. In other companies, if you've been doing, business number of transactions, you know how much money and savings that is. So let's talk a little bit about the revenue share plan. So the revenue share plan, and we're going to break it down a little bit more. In a nutshell, is that if you are able to attract other agents that join eXp, if you're building a team and your own personal team, but as you attract agents to eXp, the company will actually compensate you for helping the company build. And it works a little bit like this. And I'm going to give you guys, because it can get a little complicated. So we're going to skip down to just what a revenue share plan chart looks like. So let's suppose it's me as an agent, right? And I happen to, and my wife's an agent. So let's just say that I recruited my wife, quote unquote. I agent attracted my wife to start at eXp. So I would be, say, her sponsor. So we would have one sponsor. So for every transaction that my wife does, I would receive 3.5% in revenue share. 3.5% in revenue share, up to the time that my wife caps. When she pays up to $16,000, I'll no longer receive that 3.5% until her next anniversary year. So you say, why? Why is that? Or at least you should say that. Here's the reason why. This 3.5% is paid from company dollar. It's not paid from the agent's side of the transaction. It's paid from company dollar. So the agent, in this case, my wife, as she's selling homes, helping families, she's getting her 80%. That 3.5% is not coming out of her side. It's coming out of that 20% side that the company gets. That's why there's a cap at the $16,000, because when the company gets $16,000, there's no more revenue to share with her at that point. But now check this out. You notice here where it says FLQA count. What that means is basically is for a qualified agent. Qualified agent, meaning that you're working, Once you tell or have 5 agents that you've personally sponsored, you've personally brought those 5 agents into eXp. And let's suppose after you've gotten those 5 agents in, they're telling agents and bringing them in as well. So once you've brought in 5 people, what you've done is now at this point, you've unlocked what your tier 2 is. So what your tier 2 means is this. Suppose that I have 5 agents that that I personally sponsored. And remember, one of them was my wife. Now let's suppose that my wife sponsors another agent. So I've got 5 already, and there's another agent that my wife sponsors. When that agent that my wife sponsored sells something, up until the point that that agent caps, which is $16,000, I would receive 3.8% of revenue on each transaction that that agent does. So now if you notice on this particular level, the 3.8% is obviously more than the 3.5%. So the question is, well, why is eXp paying more on this level than they're paying on that level? Because the company wants to recognize, they want to help, and they want to acknowledge agents that are helping the company build, that are helping the company flow. So if you're helping the company build by not only bringing in agents that you're sponsoring, but hopefully that you are teaching the culture where agents also that you've brought in the company want to benefit from the revenue share model, the company wants to reward you for that. Now, again, remember, so in that particular scenario, let's suppose the person that my wife sponsors sells something. And let's suppose that and the person that my wife sells something. So that person will be on my wife's first level, right? That person would get 3.5%. On that same transaction, I would get 3.8%. And it all comes out of company dollars, not from the agent that is that's working, that's getting their full 80%. And that goes all the way down the line. You see, we go all the way down to 7 levels and all of that. But I just want to give you, and spend a little bit more time on it than I planned on, an idea here of what revenue share is and how it's done. Now, equity opportunities, which obviously deals with stocks. This is the real reason why my wife and I joined eXp. The revenue share part of it, we've been blessed, and that is going in the right direction for us. But we came because of the equity opportunities. Why? Because if you're in real estate right now, and or if you're getting into real estate, what you'll know is that there is no 401k plan. There is no retirement plan. There is nothing that is set up for you as a real estate agent to retire, to invest. There are none of those opportunities. So listen to this. eXp is actually a publicly traded company. And we're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. This is not a penny stock. This is not that. Obviously, we started off as a penny stock, as most people do. And obviously, we're able to achieve to the level that we're now on the NASDAQ. So if you Google what requirements are for a company to be on the NASDAQ, you'll understand how important that is. So there are these 3 basic ways that you can gain equity into the company. And let's go over them quickly. So sustainable equity plan is this, is again, the company likes to reward people, agents, us, that are supporting the company by helping the company grow. So each year, when you do your first transaction, upon your first transaction closing, the company will give you shares in the company. The company will give you that. When you pay up to the $16,000 in cap every year, the company will reward you by giving you more shares into the company. If you sponsor an agent, when that agent closes their first transaction, the company gives you stock in the company. This plan, the sustainable equity plan, you have to vest. Vesting means 3 years out is when you actually get those. Well, excuse me, I take that back. Your shares on your first transaction you get right away, but the rest of them you get vested. So it's 3 years before you actually get that, are able to actually say spin that stock. I'm going to skip down to the agent equity program and come back to Icon. The agent equity program allows you, and you don't have to do it. I don't understand why you wouldn't, but you don't have to. It allows you to do this. Upon each one of your closings, you can have 5% of the transaction go back into you purchasing eXp stock at a 10% discount of whatever the stock is selling at that particular time. Now, the difference in the agent equity program too is that you can use that stock at any time. You can sell it, you can move, you can do whatever you want to with it. What we're looking at and what a lot of agents are doing is they're using that and building it as retirement. Because let's face it, our goal is to sell homes, help as many families as we can. So if you're doing that, particularly at a high level, that's what you're working toward and should be. But now you're also rewarding yourself, just like you would do if you were working at a Google, or you were working at an Amazon, or you're working at a Boeing, somewhere, something to where you're also able to get stock equity or some sort of a plan, a 401k, whatever the case it would be. And for those of us that are really, really aggressive or really putting in the work, really building their business, really helping a lot of families, we have what's called an Icon Award. So what is an Icon Award besides it obviously having a nice ring to it? Long story short is this, is that once you qualify to become an Icon, and you qualify that basically, you qualify as an Icon agent in 2 ways. Ways number one is that if you do $500,000 in gross commission, you become an Icon agent. Now, let's be honest, there's not a lot of people doing that. But let me tell you what people are doing. So remember, we're talking about capping, right? Once you cap as an agent, if you do another 20 closed transactions, that can be rentals, referrals, your buyers, your sellers. Once you get to that point, you are now qualified. You're now qualified to be an Icon agent. So what does that mean? If you qualify and you become an Icon agent, the company will actually reward you with $16,000 worth of stock right back to you. And you have to hold it 3 years with your vested in it, right? But I mean, let's face it, if you become an Icon agent, and remember, to cap, you paid $16,000 to cap. Now you Icon, and the company is giving you $16,000 in stock back. You really didn't pay anything to work there that year. Following me? This is fantastic. These are the things that brought us to eXp. Besides the revenue share and everything else, is that we could just help as many families as we can, like we've been doing for years and years and years. And upon doing that, upon helping families with their real estate, we're able to have a plan put together in place to help our own family, to actually build a business, not just be salespeople, to be business people. This is phenomenal, and it's been phenomenal for us. Healthcare. How many people in the real estate industry have no health care? I mean, look at the NAR statistics, 28%, 28 to 33% realtors uninsured on any given year. What if you're able to now qualify, which you would be, to get health insurance? What if this health insurance plan compared to your current plan actually is less money for you, less on the premiums, less on the doctor visits, et cetera, et cetera? It's actually a very good health plan. You should look into it. It's something that is offered. It is something that a lot of agents have taken advantage of. And there are agents that have come to eXp just to be able to have health care. That's crazy, but that's the truth of our industry. That's part of the disruption. That's part of the difference in the eXp model versus some of the other traditional real estate brokerages, right? Cloud-based. So what I mean by cloud-based, obviously it doesn't mean everything is quote unquote on the cloud, right? It doesn't mean it's up there like, woo, it's in the cloud and where is it? What it means is that we don't have brick and mortars. We're paperless with the things that we do from our transactions and everything else. And that we still have collaboration, but we have cutting edge technology, which basically you keep hearing about the metaverse. Well, eXp actually has its own metaverse, and they've had it for years, right? And they've had it for years. So obviously it means you can work anywhere, anytime that you want to from eXp, because you will have access to your back office, to your broker, to other agents, to training, everything else you can get to no matter where you're at in the world, as long as you got some Wi-Fi and some internet. You got some Wi-Fi and some internet, the office is always open for you. These are some of our tools that are in the cloud base that we have. eXp Enterprise. Basically, eXp Enterprise is your whole back office. And it allows you to do everything from follow your transactions to make flyers if you want, to you pretty much name it. Look at your shares, where you're at. It's all in eXp Enterprise. Your CRM and lead generation, we kind of talked about. That's your KV Core, one of the best CRM programs that are out there, most people say, especially considering the fact that we're getting it for the $85 fee that we pay monthly for everything else. There's live training, transaction management, all that stuff is done paperless. This is what our back office looks like. Get an idea of it. You go there, click on each one, you go into different stuff, right? Fantastic. Our actual transaction management program is done through SkySlope. So if you're not familiar with SkySlope, everything on SkySlope is online. All of your transactions, we do have transaction coordinators that are available. If you would like, it's a separate fee. If you choose to do that, you could bring your own transaction coordinator if you use another, a third party or whatever, or you've hired someone on your team. There's no requirement that. But here's the one great thing about SkySlope. Is that if you're doing your transaction management properly, and the company is going to be updating your file all the time, when your transaction closes, guess what? You have the ability, if you want, to have your money wired to you directly. Wired. You get paid the same day that the seller gets paid, that the lenders get paid, escrow closes, and they're able to wire you the money if your file is complete. And everything is done paperlessly. So I think that that's another great opportunity. Here's one that I really like on the community platform. We have what's called an eXp Workplace. And what eXp Workplace is nothing more than our own personal Facebook, right? You can see it even looks like a Facebook, where you have news feeds and all of that are in different groups. So you're able to be in groups to learn more about how to generate leads, how to work your KV Core better, things that are going on with the company, leadership. We have meetings, all of that, and you can go into that and get all that information in our community. Or if you have questions, we have a water cooler place that you can get your questions answered. You've got things going on in your particular area you want to know. It's amazing the collaboration that goes on, all in our cloud-based company, because 76,000 people now have access to each other where we're at. Our CRM that I've been touting here, your KV Core, things that are great with it is that KV Core automatically is integrated with, if you choose, your Facebooks, your Twitter, your website. It's directly with your MLS systems. You can, market your properties, market yourself, blogs, mass mails, you can, schedule letters, schedule campaigns. Everything is automated, and your system can be set up to help you generate organically and or paid opportunities on your social media platforms. It's a great, great CRM. Live training. We have more than 50 hours of live training that you can go and you can get access to anything from how to write a contract to how to talk to, call, do whatever with for sale by owners, expires, live training, and they're done by people here within the company. They're done by some top trainers. I mean, hey, we've got Grant Cardone with the company right now. There's just so much, Tommy Hopkins, there's just so much that you can do, that you can share, that you can learn. 50 hours of live training that you do not have to catch one airplane, you do not have to pay $1 extra fee, you do not have to put on clothes, makeup, comb your hair, get a haircut, and go inside an office building to attend a meeting. We have all of that set up that you can attend at your leisure with schedules. So you can schedule in what you want to do training wise, all of these topics and more. Some of them are recorded and they'll be archived where you can look at some of them at your leisure, midnight, whatever, you can do that. And I think it's fantastic, fantastic. So a lot of real-time support. So if you need someone, you're not alone. There's someone that can help you. There's teams that'll support you. If you have problems, any of that, there, again, you're able to reach your broker during business hours. There are different brokers, so it's not just the one. Like in the area of California that we have, I've forgotten if it's 4, 5, 6 brokers that we have total. I don't remember right now, but there's access. That's the bottom line. There's access. There's someone that can help you. But eXp Life, one of the other things that we've done, if you guys are familiar with Success Magazine, could or should be Success Magazine, which has been around forever. eXp has been fortunate enough to actually purchase Success Magazine. So Success Magazine is part of the family. It's part of the eXp family. And for our eXp agents, there's no fee. You're able to actually receive your Success Magazine every month, and you would be blown away. If you've never seen a Success Magazine or read one, get one and check out what is in a Success Magazine. Yes, they're online now too, like all the other magazines, but we still have a nice paper magazine that gets mailed out to all of us here within the company. And I know that I read mine all the time. eXp's international expansion. One of the goals that Glenn Sanford, our founder, has is in the next 5 years, we want eXp to have over 500,000 agents in the next 5 years, and we're expanding globally at a rapid rate. Obviously, you can see some of the list of companies here, but since this thing has been produced, there's another 6 or 7 countries that are already on board or being onboarded that eXp is in. So if you happen to have clients, if you happen to know someone that, maybe you know someone that lives in India, and that's a real estate agent. And if you're able to put them and they are able to see the vision and come there, that you'd actually then be able to actually benefit revenue share from agents that are in India, buy investment properties. And all of this is available. It's crazy, the expansion that we're happening. Agent voice, in our company, we have an agent advisory council, which is very diverse, very involved. And, as an agent, you have a voice. And one of the biggest things that I like with that too, and I'm going to talk about it in the end, is the diversity. eXp partners, as you can see, and you go through this, these are all parts of our eXp family. There are opportunities for you to go in and some of them either for free or discounts or services that you can use to help you build your business. We have some great platforms. Our iBuyer cash offer, our express offer program, which was started by one of the agents that happens to be on my success team, is a great opportunity. Right now, we're in all the states where you do actually have iBuyer opportunities. All you got to do is get qualified for that. So you name it, from the healthcare to other stuff that we've talked about, but we have that here with our partners. Great opportunities to visit them when we go on some of our conventions and things like that, and actually sit down or go into our web services and talk to some of the people and look at some of the partners and services that are available for you to assist you with growing your real estate business. One of the last things that I want to talk about too here, though, in becoming an eXp agent, which is very easy to do, is that we also are really into and pro diversity. And when I say pro diversity, meaning is that it are company incentivized events, whereas each individual has a voice, meaning that you don't have to feel that everything is just company forced, that we have what's called one eXp. And with one eXp as an umbrella, there's also a Black eXp network, there's a Latino eXp network, there's an eXp Power Girls, there is, you pretty much name it, it not only is that opportunity here, but it's embraced and promoted by the company who wants an even level playing field for all of us, right? Which is an excellent thing. Again, not a brokerage like a franchise. We are just one company. One company, everybody's on the same playing field, everybody's on the same everything. I think that is one of the things that makes our synergy so great, which attracts more people to the company. So you pretty much here, you can reduce your expenses, you can build on your business, you can learn, you can teach, and then you have additional revenue sources if you choose to use them, that if you do nothing else but sell homes to families the way you're doing it right now, I guarantee you, as much as you can guarantee someone, that 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, from doing the same thing that you're doing at another company, your personal family is going to be better off. I appreciate you guys taking a listen to it. I hope that you got some value from this. You should reach out to either the person that referred you to this video, or reach out to us. Reach out to our team. Our success team is building and growing, and we have agents from all over the country right now that are a part of our success team, and we're helping them build for their families. We're helping them build better businesses for their clients. And we love the opportunity to see if we'd be a good fit for you, and if we can help you with your business. That being said, I hope that you have a great rest of your days. God bless. Remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition, because things do change. And guess what? It truly is a great life. God bless you.